Right, I'm going to explain this circuit diagram for a forward and reverse start system. So this diagram here, this is the power diagram. So it's a three-phase system. We've got three phases coming in, L1, L2, L3, down through your three fuses. And out the fuses, we go down to K1 contactor, which is your forward contactor, and also down to K2 contactor, which is your reverse contactor. So out of there, down through your overload, down to your motor. Okay? How do you switch the direction of a three-phase motor? You need to switch two of the phases. Okay? This is what K2 is doing. Let me show you. Which phases are there? It's phase 1 and phase 2 which are being switched. If you look at phase 3 coming in, that goes across through the reversing contactor back onto the same phase. Okay? You see they're not switching phase 3, but 1 comes off phase 1 across through the channel in the reverse contactor and back, but it picks up onto this phase here down to your motor. The same with 2, that's being switched onto 1. So phase 1 and 2 are being switched through K2. Okay, let's have a look at this start circuit then for it. It's a 230 volt control circuit. As you can see there, they've got one phase at the top, L1, and your neutral at the bottom. So your single phase comes in through F3, you fuse it down, goes through the normally closed contact on the overload, down again through another normally closed contact, which is S0, that's your stop button. And then we've got two little systems here. So this is a forward system, and this one here is the reverse system. So how do we run it forward? If all these are in, which they are, yep, that's good. As soon as we press S1, okay, it will close this contact like this. It'll go down here, and it will energize K1 coil, which will pull in here, like that, and the motor will run forward. It will latch in as well, so I'll explain now. If you see this K1 normally open contact here, when K1 coil is energized, this will also close, latching the circuit. So you can take your finger off S1 and that will maintain it in. And what else happens is, because we don't want this reverse system to run as well at the same time, obviously. So when you press S1, mounted on the start button for forward, there's another contact which is normally closed. This S1 here, this will go into a normally open position like this. So this is open, so we can't possibly start this. Even if you press S2, it won't run because this is in an open position. Okay, and also what else happens as an extra, that's the first protection. The extra is when K1 pulls in, there is an auxiliary contact on the side of K1. This here, which is normally closed, so when this coil K1 energizes, this will go into a normally open state as well, like that. So that's open there, and that's open there. So it's double protection. So if anyone presses S2, which is the reverse start button, there's no way this can pull in. Okay? So that's how it's. The only way to stop this now would be to press the stop button, S0, or if F2, this normal closed auxiliary overload contact went into fault, if the motor overloaded, this would go to open circuit, dropping our supply, and the contact would drop out. So that's how it works. Now I'm going to show you how it works in reverse as well. It's the same. I'll just go through it again. So let's put this contactor back to normally open position. So we're going to reverse it. So what we're going to do, we need to press S2, which is going to close this. So we've got supply coming down here, through there, down to K2 coil, which is energized now, and the motor is running in reverse. And again, the same as what happened when going forward, because K2 is energized, this K2 will go into normally open position, so that can't start. And also because we pressed S2, which is normally which is the reversing start switch, it's going to put this S2 close contact into an open position also. Okay, so that's open position, so there's no way we can start in the forward while we're actually running a reverse contact. And again, because K2 coil has pulled in the reversing contactor, this normally open auxiliary contactor will also go to closed state, latching our circuit so we can take our finger off S2 now. If we didn't have these latching auxiliaries here to maintain the circuit, you'd have to hold S2 with your finger, and it would stop when you let go. Okay, that is it explained, I think. This here is a selector switch control, very similar, but it's using a selector switch instead. But if you can understand this and get your head around that, that'll be a good thing. So if there's any questions you want to ask, particularly, I can explain it in further detail. If you just put a comment below or any other comment, I'll try and answer it. And thank you for watching.